Whether you're here to run the Berlin Marathon or to experience it as a spectator, the city of Berlin has a vibrant mix of culture, history, and excitement. But what are the absolute must-do things in Berlin on marathon weekend? Welcome back to the Rostarana channel, guys. Now, I absolutely loved exploring the city of Berlin, and I've put together some of my favourite things that I did as a first timer when visiting the city of Berlin. So these are my recommendations of the things to do before and after you hit the streets of the Berlin Marathon. The Berlin Marathon unites the city and is inclusive to all runners across the world. But a visit to the East Side Gallery serves as a vibrant reminder of the city's divided past. You can walk along the longest remaining section of the Berlin Wall, as it's now an open-air gallery. After the wall came down in 1989, about 118 artists from 21 different countries contributed to the exhibit. It's a nice activity, it's free to do, it's only about 1.6 kilometres to walk the whole stretch, so it's not going to burn up too many steps and calories before race day. Now, for unbeatable views of the city and also to scout out the marathon route, I suggest that you head up the TV tower at Alexanderplatz. It offers central 360-degree views of the sprawling city, and whilst you're up there you can visualise the marathon route as you navigate the city's streets and neighbourhoods. It's Berlin's tallest structure and an iconic part of the skyline. There are helpful information boards detailing what you're looking at, and there is a slow revolving restaurant at the very top of the tower too, some 200 metres up in the sky. Fair warning, it's also home to one of the world's worst beers I've ever had in my life. But please note, other much nicer beers are available, but definitely avoid this one. The Brandenburg Gate is an iconic symbol of Berlin, but it's not just a historical landmark, it provides the dramatic finishing stretch of the Berlin Marathon. Whether you're running or watching, standing here is a powerful moment. It was built around 1790 and it sits adjacent to the Reichstag, the Tiergarten and the Holocaust Memorial. So all are very short walking distances from each other. It's also serviced by excellent public transportation and all the hop-on, hop-off bus tours. Over race day weekend, there is an amazing atmosphere here, full of runners from all over the world. There is a real sort of buzz around the place and lots of runners visualising the glory of the finishing stretch. Now, if you've already watched my videos on my top 10 tips of what to do and also the tips to avoid for the Berlin Marathon, then you'll definitely know or have learned about this next place in those videos, as it serves as your participant area and also the start and finish line for the Berlin Marathon. The Tiergarten on race day is where the runners will make their way through the lush greenery of Berlin's most famous park, the Tiergarten. It is where a significant portion of the marathon takes place. It's also a perfect spot for a leisurely walk or a pre-race jog to soak in nature and the buzz around race day weekend. A few steps away from the marathon route is the Reichstag building, which is the home of the German Parliament. Be sure to visit the glass dome for stunning 360-degree views of Berlin. Worth noting that the dome and the rooftop are popular attractions and are free. However, you need to submit an online registration in advance, so do make sure you do this before you arrive so that you don't miss out on this amazing experience. Museum Island is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and it hosts 5 world-famous museum buildings. For art and history lovers, Museum Island is an absolute treasure trove. More information on the museums and specific upcoming events can be found on the Visit Berlin website, which I've included in the description link of this video. Just a short distance from the marathon route is the Berlin Cathedral, and it is a stunning piece of architecture. It's one of the most beautiful churches in the city. You can also climb to the top for an incredible view which spans all over Museum Island. You can see the River Spree and beyond, and it's less than €10 to enter, so really well worth it. The go-kart style hot rod tour is a unique and fun way to explore the German capital. You see the familiar sights of the East Side Gallery, the Reichstag, the Brandenburg Gate, and so much more as you drive by. It lasted about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and you got a little bit of a practice in their compound to start with, so it got you used to the hot rod before hitting the streets. It was so much fun and it was so easy to drive, but remember to stick to the safety briefing advice that you're given beforehand. Don't go too fast and make way for trams. Unlike me, had a bit of a near miss, and I can still see the tram driver's angry face looking at me as he looked on in horror. But seriously, it's absolutely amazing. Definitely do it. It's worth checking the availability in the days immediately before race day due to the marathon road closures. If you don't want to be in the driving seat, then one of the city's hop-on, hop-off sightseeing buses is a great way to explore the city. So I have touched on this a little bit before, but it is a great way to save on some of your steps before and after race day and see all of Berlin's amazing sights. We did a 2-day ticket as there are lots to see and do, and it was really good value as it kind of served as our transport a little bit too, but this depends obviously on where you're staying and where you want to go. There were 2 main separate routes for the company that we went with, and it covered a real large area and all of the main sort of tourist attractions. Another thing I can highly recommend is taking a nice relaxing cruise down the River Spree. It gives you a nice different perspective of Berlin, and actually our ticket was included in our hop-on hop-off bus tour, but you can buy them independently if you want, but it's well worth shopping around. You might be able to save a bit of money that way. As well as passing many of the city's key landmarks, you'll get to see the old and new parts of Berlin, as well as the city centre and the government district as well. I did touch on this next one in my top 10 tips video, but attending one of the German beer halls in Berlin was such good fun. Even if you're not a drinker, there's a nice atmosphere about the place. People are happy and dancing to authentic music. The food was a little bit basic, but the beer was good. They also do steins of Coke, should you prefer. We went to the Hofbrau Beer Hall in Alexanderplatz, so if you're in town, check it out. And I believe you can do table reservations there. Now, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but personally, I'm a massive sports fan. So whenever I travel to a different city or a different country, I try and grab a game of something whilst I'm there. There are a couple of big football teams in Berlin, but I went to watch Hertha Berlin. German fans know how to support their teams, and they are loud. The tickets were cheap, and they play in the iconic Olympiastadion. Well worth a visit if they aren't playing, as there's historical artefacts around the stadium, which was home to the 1936 Olympics, the 2006 Football World Cup and the recent Euro 2024 final. The Holocaust Memorial is a moving monument located near the Brandenburg Gate. It honours the Jewish victims of the Holocaust. There is a museum located underneath the square if you want to learn more. Otherwise, you can take a moment to reflect here, especially on a weekend that is focused on unity. You can also relive some of the history of the Cold War at the famous Checkpoint Charlie. This was the famous crossing between the East and West Berlin. Checkpoint Charlie was also the setting for many thrillers and spy films and novels. The barrier and Checkpoint Booth are a popular site for tourist photos. There is also the Berlin Wall Museum just by Checkpoint Charlie, so I feel it is a must visit for history enthusiasts. The city of Berlin really does have it all. Now, remember, these are just my personal preferences from my experiences of traveling to Berlin as a first timer. I am sure that there are many, many more amazing things to see and do that I haven't included in this video. In fact, if you have any, I would absolutely love to know, because I really want to go back to Berlin. So drop them in the comments below. It will also help others that are watching this video. Good luck to everybody that is running the Berlin Marathon this year. I'm really envious. You'll have a fantastic time, but make sure that you make the most of your time in this amazing city. Don't forget to hit subscribe to keep up to date with all my future running videos. But until next time, happy running.